All right. What day is today? Tuesday? Wednesday. Oh my god, it's Wednesday already. Let's work on Pro Gymnast. Um, let's see where we left off. I was working on the camera, trying out a slightly more kind of cinematic or dynamic camera angle in the game. And actually, yeah, wanted to kind of take a look at it in a few different levels. I think what I was realizing yesterday is that I used to have more of a side view angle, and I added in some code. Let me find a better level to show it. So I added in some code, like let's find a level like maybe this will work, where if you're near the target object, like the final object in the level, then the camera focus biases towards it. I think I can show that because in the game I have these transforms right here. So gameplay camera focus. So if we look at this, right now, see it's not quite on the gymnast. Let's actually watch it here. And as you swing away, right, it's I think what I have is right here. Yeah, there's a weight for the goal. So like if I set this to 1, for example, now you see it's gonna kind of snap towards it, and then there's a min and max range. So if you're 18 meters away, we start blending towards looking at the goal, and we stop blending with you when you're within 1 meter. So for example, if I change this to like 50, now you know the we're going to blend from much farther away and more aggressively to show the end of the level. I had this weight at 0.4, right? So that's the maximum amount of blending it was allowing. And this was at 18, right? So if I bring this down to like say 10 units, now that I have this new camera angle, which already biases to the right a little bit, you can see this is already changing it, where now when I'm on the other side of the swing, we're not looking at all, and as we get closer we look over towards the goal. And I think I need to adjust this a little bit because there were some levels I was looking at yesterday where we were kind of losing the gymnast visually because we were trying too hard to show the end of the level. Let's see. Trying to think what was an example of that. I mean, this one I think I'm going to have to fix this level now, because if we're going to look more to the right, this level is kind of weird. See, we're trying to show you the end by biasing up and to the left, which just makes it hard to see things. But that's okay. This level can easily be it can be changed. I have to go around and do a pass on all the levels pretty soon anyway. Kind of clean them up, make changes, make sure I'm not missing anything. Let's see, something like this. Okay, so here it's not bad. So we're losing the gymnast just slightly off the left, and the location of the chalk is pretty hidden, which is up here. Uh-oh, I'm gonna miss the bar. But that bar that you're supposed to jump to is pretty visible now, which is cool. Oh gosh, that was a painful catch. Like here, I feel like I could probably catch it. Oh no, no, look at it just turn away from me. Oh. Okay. Oh no. Grab on, sir. Ugh. This level feels pretty ripe for a just like quick catch. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. So this was set now at 10. I'm starting the blend at 10. Let's go back and look at this again. What about position? Did we do anything on this? Oh, the level's over. Okay. Let's see. I was wondering why these scripts were disabled. Let's go find a different level real quick. Let's see. What about like give this a try. Okay, so I was also blending. Previously, I was actually sliding the camera towards the goal too because it was more of a side-on view. So in order to get the gymnast kind of off center, I would slide both the look position and the camera's, sort of physical position, which is here. So here's the focus one. We just were messing with these. I was thinking about maybe changing this down to like 10 or so. And then what we could do is put on position here. We may not want to do this anymore. Or if anything, in order to show it, we almost want to go in the opposite direction. I don't know, that's probably a weird idea. Let's see. Oh, this level's busted. Gonna have to fix it. You don't actually grab the bar at the beginning anymore. Let's see. Let's try. Okay, here's a level where you sort of, this is the default angle now. And then you have to catch onto this bar, and then swing across. So we're really biasing to the right now. Probably too much, right? Like, there, looks okay. Or is that back to the old camera? What's going on? Yeah, that was back to the old camera. Let's retry doing that. Looks like it might be. Oops. Hang on. Okay. Right, so this is the new zoomed in camera. Okay, now if we it's pretty far biased to the right. Now if I reset, still on that camera, okay. Okay, staying on the camera, that's good. Caught it, okay. And but now let's try this. So if I finish the level, go to this screen here, and I say play again. Now it looks like it's back to the old gameplay camera. So why is it doing that? See, it's not swapping here, but if I go to this, there, now I'm at the new one. Okay, so somewhere else I'm resetting the camera. But like here, like this view, why are we so far over to the side here, you know? Like, that seems... I mean, we're officially looking at this point, which is logical. Maybe it's this new... Oh, wait. Maybe it's because of this stuff. I mean, I guess that's just how much we're biasing it. Interesting. Let's go look at this camera here. Is it really just that we're that far off? Oh, look, wait, look, our dead zones are all wrong. Why is that? I thought we fixed this. Yeah, look. Much tighter dead zones here. Okay. Alright. Why would this be changing? Alright, let's load a test level. Okay, those look like the settings we had. Oh, that's gonna miss. Okay, resetting seems to be fine. If I go here and I say retry, seems to be fine. Ugh. Oh, ooh, that was cool. To save that replay. Whoa, nice double front. Dang. Okay. Let's actually say this real quick. That was pretty cool. This jump right here. Jump, bounce, flip, catch. Look at that. Pretty cool. Alright. So we would want to export from here. Doom. Catch. And maybe we'll include the double front. So right about there. Okay. Is my new camera in here? It is. Do you need help?
How do you save it?
I'm just gotta choose that. It tells you the name. Let's see. Is this actually our new camera angle? It is. Okay, so let's try saving that out. Okay, maybe I'll, for posterity, grab us at a different angle as well. Like maybe the telephoto. See how that looks. A little hard to see what's going on. The telephoto probably needs to be adjusted a little bit. It's a little too kind of willing to let the gymnast leave the screen, I guess. Have to look into it. This one might be fun to do a quick like side view. Right now it's not really explained in the game, but you can kind of do your own custom camera. I'll show you. So if I set my in point here, for example, and then after I catch the bar like right there, call that the out point. And then if I go here and I go into place camera so I can control the camera, and I hit export while that's going on, you can kind of like fly the camera around while it's recording. It's kind of cool. A little cheesy. I might need a better way to make this possible. Let's see. Let's go like this. Let's go all the way to here. Okay. Do this one more time. Cool. Okay. What we wanted to test was if I hit play this level again here, first of all, it's switching to the old gameplay camera, it looks like. And then if I go here and I say adjust change camera, and I switch it back to this one, which should be live now, but it's not. It's not. What's the live camera right now? Should be this one. No, it is. Okay. Okay, maybe I was just fooling myself a second ago when I thought the camera settings had changed. I think I was just I clicked on the wrong camera. Alright, so consensus is this is cool, but maybe biased a little too hard off to the right here. So we could change that by adjusting the position of the camera, right? Like the more I push the camera off in the X direction here, the more of an angle we're going to get. So I could tone that down a tiny bit. And we could change, let's see, we're going to turn on save during play here. So that all these tweaks I'm about to make will be saved. And let's see. We could change this to be slightly more into the frame. Like that. Could also bring this in a bit. Okay. Let's see how that looks. Okay, we're a little more centered now. You can still see the jump over there to the right. You can still see the next jump here. Now, alright, so maybe let's try these changes. So we're going to pop out here. This should have kept those changes. I think it did. Pretty sure it did. Although okay. Alright. Stuff like this, like these camera changes, probably the best thing to do is to set them to something we think is pretty good and then live with them for a little while and see how it feels. So, one thing I want to check though is when in the level complete menu, or actually I think it's in manager game, level complete retry. This flow was resetting the camera, which was kind of surprising. So why is that? Resetting it to the old camera, even though I have now kind of said I want to use this other camera as the base one. Let's see. Set camera index happens at start, and it happens here where you can change things. But do I have some other spot where I'm doing right here? Look at this, and start game. We're setting it to the, well, actually, hang on. That doesn't seem... That might not be the problem. because gameplay cam ref. I mean, we might want to set this instead to be set camera index gameplay cam reference. But I thought I had set over here in manager game. Come on. That the gameplay camera reference, where is it? Right here is now this cinematic camera. In fact, let's find references in the scene to this. Can I do that? Wait, no. Here. Manager game still has one. Where is that? Replay manager should have one. That makes sense. I don't see where I'm referencing this old script. Let's see here. Main camera ref, that's the actual camera. Gameplay camera ref, that's my new one. Level complete, we got that. Menu references. Let's try that again. So if I go here to the gameplay camera, the old gameplay camera script, and I say find references in scene. It is showing 2 places, right? I don't know what these like grayed out ones mean. But manager game is lit up here. Might be because it has... Alright, well that code change I just made, in theory, should not have fixed this. If it does, I'm slightly confused. Let's try it. So let's pick a simple level like this one, just to test. So we land on the mat, we win the level, we say play again. Okay, that looks like actually it is working. Now we're on this camera, right? No. This one is still live. How is that possible? 50? And this is 0. All right. On state change. Yeah. Or are we using this camera index thing? In the menu. Right. That's okay. That's kind of dumb. We're going to have to fix that later. But I got to make sure I like this new camera first. Okay, maybe I need to step through this then. Why? The only place we actually look at this camera list. I mean, unless we're just manually setting this somewhere. I don't think so. Nope. Does anywhere else mess with this camera? That's so weird. Find references and scene. It's showing manager game has a reference to it. But I don't see it. Must be missing something kind of obvious. And what's different about the flow? Well, the main difference is... Oh, wait a minute. Right, let's double check here. So, if we're playing a level... Oh, what's going on here? Computer is suddenly chugging. Like a lot. What's the deal? Oh, maybe because I have this weird view open. Yeah. Okay. So if I'm just playing regular, I pause and I hit retry. It keeps the correct camera. Right? But if I complete the level and I hit play this level again, now we are back to this camera for some reason. That's quite a clue. So if I go here and say retry pressed. So when you have paused the game and you hit retry, I basically just call retry now with full. Retry now. Reset some stuff. It calls reset state. But if I'm in level complete, oops, that's not what I wanted. If I'm in level complete retry pressed, because we switched the level complete screen to be showing a replay, we're actually in a replay state, and so I'm explicitly going back to the game state. So that makes me think that there's something different between... What is it? Is it reset state? Or... I'm forgetting the name of my functions here. On state change. So this one we make it into when you're coming from the level results screen. And here we turn on the gameplay position and focus transform scripts. we're not in the replay viewer, so we come down here and we call start game. And then we actually like kick off things. Okay. So we make it into start game. And this one does explicitly set the camera right there. I guess we can look at this. Let's try. Let's try stepping through it. Okay, so here we have a simple level. Let's play it. Oh, what happened? Oh, we're in the breakpoint. Okay, well, let's test this. So we're going to go in here. We should basically go through until like the 7th one, right? 7th one being my new gameplay camera. Okay, I'm starting to get a hypothesis here. All right, we beat the level. We actually, oh, we have a different breakpoint. Let's get rid of that. Okay, we say play this level again. We did not hit our breakpoint. Really? Do we not make it into here? Let's go to here. Okay, let's beat the level again. Alright. Now that's gonna take us into state change. It's okay. Now we say play this level again. Okay, what's going on here? Let's step through this. We're going into the game state. That's correct. So we turn on this junk. Right. Boo boo boo. Okay, what is menu status right now? Level complete. So we don't go into here. We make it into this else. But we don't actually do either of these. So we skip all that junk. We say we're now in gameplay. Reset some variables and we're out. Okay, let's go back out here. Let's go into the next. Let's actually go out even one more to here. Then we go bup 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 bup. We go into reach right now. So is it just that we're actually not turning the camera back on? I think it is. Okay, so that would kind of explain it, because the default values here when we're in the scene is that this is set to 50 and everything else is set to 0, is set to a lower number like 0 or 10 or whatever. Okay. So actually on retry I should probably be double checking and setting the camera right here. Okay. Alright. So as I was saying, I want to kind of leave the camera settings as they are now. Although I do have another camera note here I should do real quick, which is that in the level complete menu, we now have a sequence here where we flip through different cameras and show them in sequence to the player, which is cool. Why is but I want to skip some of these. So what we want to do here is every time the replay ends, we're incrementing the camera index, and if we go past the end of the list, we go back to the beginning. But we also want to skip things marked as free cam. So let's see, simplest solution here. While replay playback manager ref dot camera list. Oh wait, this isn't safe to do here. We may be outside the bounds. Let's do it after this. Or maybe we could do it like this. Do this. Actually, including this. So we're saying like, okay, start a short little loop here where you increment the index. If you're past the end, loop around. And we're going to keep doing that while replay manager camera list current replay camera is free cam. So what this should do now is, let's say we're on camera 0, we come in here, we set it to camera 1, we're not at the end of the list, and then we check, is camera 1 free cam? If it is, we'll keep going. If it's not, we pop out. I think that will do it. It's a long time since I've used a do while loop. Almost every time I think I'm going to use one, I end up rewriting it as like a for loop or just a while. Okay, so the test now here is if we beat the level and we watch the little replay. Might as well make this full screen. Okay, we beat the level, we watch the little replay. We should not see the free cam. This may be a bad level to test this with because there's almost no camera movement. But let's see what we get now. So we should get the, you know, gameplay angle, zoomed in angle, ground handheld, drone, new gameplay, original gameplay. Cool. Seems to be skipping those pretty good. Alright. That was a quick fix worth getting in. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to work on today is, you know, the game is not really a story-based game, but it does have probably some need for a little bit of setup of like who is the, when you're the player of this game, like what are you doing, what's your goal. And I don't have any of that right now. Like if I go here to show the like what it's like to play the game from the start, you know, basically you come into this screen, which obviously I would get rid of some of this beta junk. And you're like, okay, I guess I'm going to play this game called Pro Gymnast. You hit play. At this point, you wouldn't have any avatars, so you would go to create a profile. You would edit your player, right? First time player. You create the profile. Then you select that. This is probably kind of dumb. I probably should not take you back to the screen and actually take you forward in the flow there. First, what is this? First avatar complete flow to the map. please. Okay. That takes you here. And at this point now you've got a couple things you can do. There's this thing that says now open, seems kind of appealing. That is basically the first few levels of the game. Takes you here to the training section where you have all the levels. Or you could go to the practice gym, or you can go straight into the editor, which may be a little overwhelming. I don't know. But, you know, that's it. Then you come in here and you get this first tutorial, which currently is very focused on teaching you. Oh. And the framing is busted. That's going to be fixed when I go through my level fixes list. But this is just teaching you, hey, you can press R1 to drop. And then you're off, right? And you're like, okay, well, I got a time thing, I got medals, I don't know, I'm moving on. So there's not much of an intro to this game. I don't think it's the type of game that needs a lot, but I do think it needs something. And I'm, you know, making this game by myself. So, you know, I can't spend too much time and effort making a complicated story intro, and I don't really have a lot of opportunity for animation in the game because right now everything is built around the physics controlling the characters. So my idea is that I want to just add some opportunities for really simple, basically text-based story or sort of context for the game. And the idea would be that right here, the first time when you come to this screen, I want like a little envelope to pop up and a letter to fold out with a little introduction to the game. And then this is something I can reuse, where, for example, when you unlock the Tokyo location, I can send you a letter that's like an invitation to come to Tokyo, like you've made it farther. And I could add one maybe once you've completed all the content in the game or something like that. So that should be pretty straightforward. I'm going to need to make a little envelope asset and like a piece of paper folded 3 times that I can animate in and open up, and then I need a way to put some content onto that piece of paper. So let's model it first. So I think the basic idea, we're going to make this all one object, I think, the paper and the envelope. And then I can just make a little animation for it. So this should be pretty simple. We're going to make a piece of paper. Right, and we're going to want, let's make it a slightly plausible piece of paper in terms of its aspect ratio. Could probably cheat a little bit though, because we're going to be showing this on screen, right? And so like a tall, skinny piece of paper is not a great use of space. So something like this probably, right? And then we're going to split it into 3 folds. They probably shouldn't actually be centered, but we'll get there in a second. And I'm probably actually going to give this a tiny bit of thickness, just to make it simpler for the materials, I think. Okay, so this thing's going to end up with a small rig on it. I think probably what we want to do is we want to grab these edges, just this edge and this edge. And we want to bevel them, so I've got a few more points to work with. Like that. And then we're going to grab this whole thing. Actually, before we do this, we're going to UV map this. Now this is going to be the side that the content will be on. So I want that to be mapped just boom, 1-to-1 to a texture. Because later I'm going to use these UVs to apply a render texture onto this. It will be the actual like content of the letter. So now that we got that, let's try just giving this a tiny bit of thickness. Is that the way I want to do this? Yeah, maybe. Okay. And then let me think about how this is going to fold. Because I think what I want to do is I want to assist the folding with the way these verts are set up. Like if I go like this, and same thing here. Okay. And I may want to subdivide this a little bit so I can like give it a little flavor. Probably do want to do that. Let's try selecting all this. Actually, just subdivide it manually. Like that. I can add an edge loop here, here, and here. Okay, that'll allow me to maybe give the paper a little personality. But let's not do that yet. Now let's try... I'm thinking actually, I'm going to have a shader on this that combines like a paper texture and then the render texture, which will be all the text. So one way I could differentiate front to back easily in the shader if I want to keep the overall UVs for the paper texture is through like vertex colors. I love using vertex colors, and I just use them for all sorts of stupid purposes. So for example, I could mark all these faces here. There's a faster way to do this, right? Like this. Mark all these faces. And then we go into vertex paint mode. Only want to paint the selection. And we're gonna, yeah, we'll make those white. Then we'll go here and select the inverse and make those black, like that. So now my shader, I can say anywhere the vertex color, you know, has like a value of 1.0 is where I want to show the render texture. Anywhere it's a value of 0, I'm not. It's like essentially the alpha factor of the render texture. That should be good. Okay, now let's try rigging this. So we're going to add an armature, and let's kind of go like this. Let's grab this main bone. This is going to be our like root bone. We'll set it back somewhere so that we can keep track of it. Alright, now we want to add a bone, and from the side view, this is going to be the main bone here for the paper. So we'll have it go from this point to roughly to there, and then we can add another bone for the top part. And let's name these before I get too far here. So this is going to be letter center. This is going to be letter top. And then, oops. And then duplicate that down here.
What is a polio?
What?
What is a polio?
Oh, that's a disease.
He's
how they died?
paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
What does paralyze mean?
You just can't move your legs or something like that. You can use a wheelchair.
He died. He was paralyzed halfway through his presidency.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I'm working on something. All right. Okay, this is gonna be the bone for the bottom half. I feel like that does not look right. Oh yeah, that's why. This is supposed to be down here somewhere. There we go. I want to center this on the joint right there. Okay. And then this bone is letter bottom. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to go back here to object mode. We're going to select this. We're going to give it a armature modifier. Bind to vertex group. So now what we can do, this one should be super simple. We want to go here and we want to mark all of these. Oops, box select please. Okay, all of these verts. Oh, I got the, yeah, got this a little bit backwards, but I can fix it. These are all going to be on the letter top vertex group. Assign. And then all of these are going to be on the letter center vertex group. And all of these are going to be on letter bottom. Assign. Let me make sure I got this right. So this bone, letter bottom, letter center, letter top. Okay, so if I go to pose mode now, we should be able to fold this piece of paper. Okay, I was thinking, yeah, so we have to adjust those verts a little bit, but we've got the vertex groups working. We can fold it. We have folding technology. Okay. So now, I think I had these backwards. I actually want this side to be closer together. So when this thing rotates, this is going to describe the angle of like the fold. I think that's correct. Let's do that. Okay. Now, when we spin this, yeah, we're getting kind of the geometry is kind of turning into a nice, see, fold there. That's cool. I mean, it probably should be more rounded, but you know. Okay. Now, when you fold a piece of paper in 3, you don't fold it perfectly even, right? Because one side has to be a little bit shorter. In order to fit nice. So let's do that. What we're going to do, I think, is we'll make the top slightly shorter, which is actually what we're going to do is grab this. We could do it either way. I guess I'll just bring in the edge. Okay. Okay. So this part can fold in like this. And then this part can fold like this. And we're going to get some clipping there. Right. No one is going to see this, but it's like once you're working on it, it's like, well, you should try and make it work, right? So that has to do with... okay, I can cheat this, I believe. If I move these verts, or actually, if I move this bone, let's do it that way. I move this bone over a little bit, like that. Because now, when this bone rotates, we're going to make a much bigger, look at that. Make a little gap there. Yeah, that's cool. And then this one will fit inside. Okay. So now we've got our letter, basically, that can fold out. Now, let's add the envelope. Now we kind of know how big it needs to be, because this thing's going to fold to be roughly that big. Yeah. Let's make it a separate object for now. I'll probably join them later. Add a plane. Rotate that around the Y 90 degrees, please. Okay. Make it a little bigger. And how big this way? Let's go about that big. Okay, so there's my overall size. Now, how do I want to do this? I think I'll keep it simple. So I'm gonna make sure we have enough space for this. So let's put it back a little ways like that. Okay. Actually, then go to the side view. Extrude it out. It's going to be about that thick. We'll make the edges sharper later. Okay. This face goes away. Okay, yeah. And then we're going to cut. Go to this view, knife. Okay. Cut out the little opening. Something like this. Right, and that's, make sure that's all on the grid. Ooh. Didn't quite get this right. Okay. When we snap to grid here, excuse me, These got a little funky. Okay. Now we don't want this face anymore. Right. And now we want to extrude the top part of the letter. Oh, let's give it a fold. Let's see. Let's look at it from this view. Like that. And then a big flap, which comes in like that. Okay. That's the basic look of our envelope. I think we want okay. It's gonna need its own bones, obviously. And I think the way I'm going to make this, well, I kind of want it to bulge a little bit in the center. So how we do that? You can turn the knife cut through on. And we can just like cut through this thing a couple times. Does that actually work? Oh, whoops. Knife, cut through, back on. Okay. Now let's go clean this up a little bit. This needs to snap to there. I'm sure there are better ways of doing this, but kind of go with what you know, Okay. So then we could do, make these straight, so we're going to snap to vertex these like that. This one too. Use a snap there. Now this is gonna be a little tricky. But actually, I think I want this here. Like that. Yeah, well, think about that. I think that may be what I want. So these snap to here. This snaps to here. This and this are merged like that. Ah! No, this and this is merged like that. Okay, that's giving me a little ability to bulge this thing out. And then we're going to try cutting this to here, cutting this to here, grab this, oh. Is that flat now? Probably not. Okay. Cut across here, from here all the way over to here, and then from here to here. Okay. Now we want to grab all of these we just made. We want to snap them to that. And then we can grab this, snap it to here. Oh, I did not quite get that all level like I thought I did. That snaps to that. That snaps to that. That snaps to that. That should be level. Okay. Now we can just look at this individually. And for example, now we could grab these. Bulge it out a little bit. Oh. Increment. Okay, so it's got a little bit of a bulge that way. And then these ones. Let's see. Give it a bulge this way. Maybe I want to look at this. Bring that in a little bit. Okay. Alright, it's got a little bit more of a profile to it now. And then I think what I can do on this one is we're going to add a modifier to this that will give it some thickness. But first, let's rig it. So maybe what we're going to do is kind of rig this thing. Like, we'll put this somewhere down below where it would be kind of at the end of the animation. Down here. And then the animation will start with it all folded up and then it can unfurl. This will make it a little easier for me to place things. Because now I can go here and I can say add a single bone, which, can I select that whole bone? This is the new one. Okay. We're going to need, what, 2 bones for this? One to just move the overall envelope, which would be this one. So there's going to be envelope, oh my gosh, envelope base. Okay. And then we have another bone here, which is the envelope flap. Okay. Cool. And I think this one, we're going to do the same trick here where we move it a little bit. I mean, right now, yeah, we're going to have to adjust these verts. Put it like right there. Okay, that's a start. So now we go here to this object, which is going to be the envelope. This is the letter. Okay, this one also now needs to be deformed by the armature. And now if I go here to vertex groups, we basically want all of this to be on envelope, what do I call it, envelope base? Yep, envelope base and envelope flap. Okay, so these are all envelope base, these are envelope flap assign. Okay, Now if we go to pose mode, we can sort of kind of fold this around. We just got to fix that flap vert, which is here. So these guys actually need to be down here like this, I think. Yeah. And that's pretty close. Okay. Now, last thing before I stop for today is save this. This is story letter. Okay. And then let's try throwing on this modifier real quick, which I believe is solidify. Yeah, so solidify will basically give this whole model a small amount of thickness, which is basically what I want, I think. Probably learn more about these settings here, but this is a pretty good start. Okay. Alright, so we're going to save that. And then tomorrow we're going to pick up texturing and finishing up the modeling on this. And then we'll go into the sort of fun tech side of making this thing animate in game and drawing some dynamic text onto the letter. Alright. Everyone have a good day. See you tomorrow.